Let's bring a candle into the dark ages.
Hi guys, I'm the Amastorian and welcome back to my channel. This time we're gonna talk about something different. It's gonna be on Viking tattoos. Were they tattooed or not? If we're gonna see if they were, we're gonna have to have a look at the sources. And in this case there are only two sources mentioning this. And they are Ibrahim ibn Yaqubi al-Tashubi, Taushi. I can't pronounce that. I just can't pronounce it. And Aman ibn Fadlan. But these two doesn't really give us much information on this. Because the word that Ibrahim is using is the word that is used to describe the decorations on the inside of a mosque, which doesn't actually mean tattoo. And Fadlan, Ibn Fadlan, the word he's using to describe these so-called tattoos are a word that can mean tattoo, yes, but it can also just mean painted. So, does it mean that they were tattooed? We don't know. Based on these two sources, we cannot say. But were there other people in the area at the time or in earlier time that were tattooed that we know of? Let's find out. So have there been any cases of actual tattoos that has been found in the same time or in earlier time in the Viking Age, especially in the same area? Actually, yes and no. Let me elaborate, or rather start at the beginning. What is the earliest tattoos that has been found with intact skin showing actual tattoos? Well, let me present Ötzi. He was found in the Alps, and he's an old guy, okay? This is the grandpa. Now he is dated to about 3,370 to 3,100 before Christ. That means he's about 5,000 years old. And he's got 61 or 62 tattoos on his body. Now these are made by a series of lines on specific parts of his body, primarily joints, and they are made by fairly deep wounds being made either by a knife or needle, and then soot has been forced down the wound to create the tattoo. But we don't know exactly why this was done to him. But the placements of the tattoos suggest, according to examinations on the body, that he did it of medical reasons. Why? Because he has basically injuries, or his body was worn out. He had arthritis and stuff in his joints, and that gave him pain, so probably they used tattoos as a way of pain relief. Now, it's possible that it is a form of acupuncture. That would mean that this form of acupuncture actually dates 2,000 years before the first known acupuncture occurring in China. That is quite significant, 2,000 years before. Wow, that is a lot. So, are there any other cases of known tattoos? Yeah, there are. About year 500 BC, there are written accounts of Greek slave owners marking their slaves with tattoos to show that this is my slave. And the Chinese used tattoos to mark the faces of criminals to show everyone that this is a dangerous person, don't trust him. That must have been a real bummer to anyone who had to have tattoos made on him in this manner. Wow, that would be a bad day. Are there any other cases of tattoos? Yes, there are. And there are two very interesting ones. They are both Scythians. And where were the Scythians located? Well, they were located in present day, well, north of the present day Caucasus. And that is quite an interesting location. Wow. Where were the Vikings now again? Scandinavia. Yeah. Or where were there more? England? Britain? Yeah. France? Spain? They were in Balticum? They were all over the place. But especially along the river Volga, trading. Ah. But where is the river Volga? It runs straight through the Scythian territories. Now, the Scythians were, I believe, not around when the Vikings were, but the technology should have been. Because technology just doesn't disappear because the people who used it does. Because technology is usually in your favor, so that usually just spread. But what are these finds? Well, the first one is a chieftain who has an arm tattoo, but that is quite elaborate. And the other one is called the Ulkok Princess, or the Ice Princess. And she has been called to have the most elaborate and beautiful shoulder tattoo ever found from an ancient time, because it's so elaborate and so finely detailed. And both of these are from the 500 BC, meaning they are about 1,800 years before the Vikings come along. But the tattoo art should have been around anyway, because, as I said, technology doesn't disappear usually. So let's have a look at other aspects of this. But were the Vikings crazy enough to actually tattoo themselves? I mean, in a time where infection risk is so high, because they didn't know about bacteria and viruses and so on, but they did know that a small cut could get infected. They didn't know why, but they know it could be. Was it safe to do it? Safe? No, but were they crazy enough to do it? Yeah, probably. Because they did other stuff that was pretty crazy. They filed their teeth. My god! They actually filed grooves in their front teeth and filled in with paint. Don't ask me why, but they did it because we have found the teeth. There's no question. We have found them. And if you can subject yourself to several hours of agony to file your teeth, then a tattoo won't be a big of a deal, especially if the technology is available. Can we say anything about how the design would have looked like on the Vikings' so-called tattoos or paintings? Can we say anything about it? What it actually looked like? Yeah, a bit. We can say a bit about it.
Why do you claim that?
Well, because the design must have been about the same as on picture stones and on the later rune stones, because that was the artwork that was basically on anything in the Scandinavian countries at this time. And if you can put it on a rune stone, which takes a lot of time and effort, well, then you can put it on your body as well.
Oh, okay. I see.
Good. We will now get into pure speculation on what these paintings or tattoos might have meant. Well, what could they mean? What could they be used for? Well, one thing that I believe that they might have been used for or have contained is runes. The runes were so just about magical. They were magical to the Vikings. Why? Well, we have found bones with the runes on them contain that are spells meant to protect from diseases and so on, and provide healing. You're meant to sleep with this bone in your bed and therefore get healed. Wouldn't it have been more of an advantage to just tattoo that spell on your skin? You're not gonna leave it behind now, are you? You're not gonna forget to go to bed with your bone or with your spell because you have it on your skin. So that would have been quite advantageous to just tattoo your spell instead of just carving it on the bone. But we cannot know. We have no idea of knowing. Although I gotta here make a big thank you to Fredrik Carpentier Ljungqvist at the Department of History at the University of Stockholm, who has given me some insight on this subject and confirmed a lot of these theories, that they were probably not tattooed, that they probably were just paintings. And the design was probably the same as we see on runestones and picture stones. And we cannot dismiss that this was tattoos. No, we cannot. I've just proven the technology was there. But we cannot know that they were tattooed. It's not possible to know it. But it also had one more issue here that he cleared up for me a bit. That we only have two sources that actually mention tattoos. Why? Well, we only have two sources because there are so few contemporary sources. Sources that comes from the same time. People who actually saw the Vikings. Most of the other sources are from a later age. That is significant here. Of a later age when Christianity has already taken effect. Why is that important? Well, it's important because when Christianity moves in, the art of tattooing moves out. Well, that means that the tattooing in some way are paganist. Obviously there has to be, because when Christianity comes along, people become Christian, they stop tattooing. So that means it must have a significance to paganism in one way or another. How? We have no idea. But in some way it gotta be connected. But how is beyond me. We don't know. It may be that you just tattooed the symbol of your gods or whatever. We have no idea of knowing what the symbols were or what it meant. There are many symbols. There are some symbols of the Vikings still today. We don't know what it means. We don't know. But we can guess. But we don't know. But that's a later subject. And this will be it for now. I thank you so much. Please share, like, subscribe, like the Facebook page, and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. And give me a big thumbs up. Give me your comments below. Don't forget to comment. Okay? I love to see your comments. And bye bye.
Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe.